If you're in marketing, then this week will be remembered as a really, really important point in time. Carlos Gil, the fantastic social media commentator, and this isn't just an arse kiss, by the way, has released a fantastic book. It's due out in October. He's told us the title. It's seriously exciting, and I wanted to share with you my thoughts on what I know about the book, as little that's available, and what that plays into over what I've seen over the last 20 years, and how this is going to impact directly on your business, and how his book is a warning sign, a shot across the bow, and a signpost for things to come and ways that you and your business can be reacting and coping with the disruptions that are ahead. The title of his book is The End of Marketing, which is a really clever title for two reasons. First of all, he is saying that marketing as we know it is going to end. And I totally agree with him. I think it's actually been ending for a while. More on that in a moment. But the second meaning of the book title, The End of Marketing, is around the teleological end of something. What is the purpose of marketing? And he's questioning in the book. I can tell already. And Carlos, if you're watching this, given that there's very little out there on the book, do let me know if I'm on the money or not. But my take is that he's questioning the purpose of marketing. And the premise of the book is that everything that's changing around marketing, across all of the disruptions, across AI, artificial intelligence, everything else, is having a profound effect on the way, not only how we communicate but what we communicate about. So one of the key words I've heard in relation to Carlos Gil's new book is humanization, and I've been banging that drum for quite a few years. I know Carlos has, I know quite a lot of people have as well. And the reality is that the way businesses behave has radically changed because of the internet. In 1999, the Clue Train Manifesto first told us that markets are conversations. And what that means, and think about that, markets are conversations. What that means is that the operating space in which businesses behave isn't an economic one, it's a human one. Markets are conversations. So ever since I heard about the Clue Train Manifesto, and in a few years prior to that, in the late 90s, when I was doing my master's dissertation on the future of the publishing industry, I discovered a quote by Frank Zappa, and the quote was, "An algorithm can tell you a story, but it can't tell you the whole story. It just doesn't have the eyebrows." The eyebrows. It's all about the eyebrows. And what Frank Zappa meant was, it's about the nuance, it's about the emotion. Of course, he was pointing to a future of humanization. He wasn't commentating on marketing, or was he? He was commentating on everything. Cut forward to where we are today. And over the last 10 years, we've certainly witnessed a whole pile of humanization. We've seen brands really change the way they focus on and look at people and individuals. But more importantly, we've seen a massive transition to how brands internally behave and conduct the conversation, both internally and then externally out to the market. And I think one of the things that Carlos is talking about is how we utilize the best assets we have, the people in the business, to engage in the marketplace. And humanization really is about devolving marketing. And I've said this very recently as well, away from structures in the business and away from silos of control and command and dominance in the business, to actors in a conversation. And I think that what Carlos has pointed at, and I can't wait to read this book, I'm straight onto pre-order, and that's why it's #1 bestseller, because lots of people like me are jumping all over the book. I can't wait to read it because it's going to reaffirm so much of what I think, and it's going to point at Carlos's view of how marketing is going to be massively disrupted, more than it already has. And don't forget, it's on two levels. It's on the level of marketing is ending as we know it. I don't think in 20 years' time we'll necessarily have strategic leadership in businesses the way we have it today. I don't think we'll have operational activity the way we have it today. I think operational activity will be devolved across multiple departments, across multiple skill sets. We'll all be joining in the marketplace, the conversation. And in the same way that things have changed over the last 20 years, when we look back in 20 years, I'm pretty confident, and I'm pretty confident that Carlos agrees, and I've been banging this drum for a while, that marketing will be much more devolved across the business. And by the way, when I say 20 years, that's me talking about people getting to, the trough of despair in the hype cycle curve. I think it's 5 years away. I think it is now for some companies. I think some companies right now are already doing this. And I think over the next 5 to 10, we'll see the early adopters. And I think 10 to 20, we'll see everybody catching up. So you need to think about how you're getting ready to devolve marketing through your business. That's why I'm all in on marketing leadership. That's why everything that I'm about and that TEPFU is about creating the opportunity for business leaders to become marketing leaders. And one of the other flip sides of this is that we're starting to see senior marketing leadership become the CEO of businesses, because of course the primary value to the business is its place in the marketplace conversation. So we'll see more CMOs become CEO. We're starting to see that already. So we're seeing marketing leadership move up into the leadership of the business. We're seeing marketing operations move down into the everyday reality of the business. The end of marketing is definitely nigh. Carlos Gil is absolutely bang on and is pointing at a totally devolved marketing future, and I can't wait. And just briefly to talk about the second meaning of his title, The End of Marketing. The end of marketing speaks to the purpose of marketing. And the purpose of marketing ultimately is to be a part of the conversation, because that's what our marketplace wants. Our marketplace and our audience just want to hear from us. Nobody wants to be sold to, everybody wants to buy. The era of outright selling on the basis of control of information is over. The ubiquity of knowledge and information is so prevalent now that before we buy anything, we know everything about it, about the company, about the salesperson on the phone, about the reviews. And yes, there are plenty of people and evidence, there are plenty of people evidencing that reviews get gamed, but the majority of the time they don't. Because the reality is, you can't fool all the people all the time. Most reviews are going to be legitimate for the majority of the time. And we will become more adept at judging the marketplace, at judging the conversation in the marketplace. We'll be more adept at judging a brand's role in that conversation and its authenticity. And it's a very exciting time ahead. If anybody wants to talk about marketing leadership in their business, about authenticity and about the end of marketing and how marketing is devolving through their business, I'd love to talk to you more. Have a great day.